All right, welcome one, welcome all to the newest edition of Ahunta Kiwara. Keep telling you, what does Ahunta Kiwara stand for? I'll tell you, okay? Why am I using this mic, bro? Now I'm only gonna break this down once. Asshole or not the asshole, and then in parentheses, then check the comments to see what I did there if you were right. Make sense? Asshole or not the asshole, then check the comments to see if you were right. It's pretty self-explanatory, you'll catch on really quick. First time looking on r/am I the asshole today. Sister kicked me out of her wedding for being disabled. I mean, siblings, right? Y'all are so close with each other. Y'all grew up together. I'm sure being disabled comes with its challenges and obstacles to overcome, but when it boils down to it, there's just no way. You can't kick out a disabled person for being disabled. You just can't. So we are hoping for not the asshole. First dub of the day. It's that easy, bro. Correct and incorrect. And we get one on the board just like that. But let's read this body post. I, 15M, am a middle child of 7 sisters. Yesterday, my eldest sister, Sophia, 22F, got married to her fiance, and I was very excited. I'm very close with Sophia, and I like her husband. I have mild cerebral palsy. This means I often use a cane/crutches to walk, mainly for balance. Sophia had asked me to make my cane more presentable for a wedding. The theme was black and white, which I totally understand. My normal one is covered in stickers. I obviously get that it wasn't exactly formal, so I wrapped it in black tape, which my sister was happy with. Come day of her wedding, and I was having a very off day. My legs hurt and my balance was way off. Although I planned on using my black cane, I ended up having to use my crutches, which are blue. I figured it would be fine because who would care anyways? I didn't actually get to greet my sister until it was reception. She seemed awfully offended that I was using my blue crutches and asked if I could stay seated and not have the crutches out to ruin the color scheme. I was frustrated, but I just did it because it's my sister and she's right. They stood out a lot. Come time for pictures, and I was heavily relying on my crutches for balance that day. My sister complained to our mom in a cranky voice, "Boris is ruining the pictures!" I told her to suck it up. My whole family is saying it's her special day and how I ruined it by causing a fuss. I can't possibly understand how that is reasonable. Am I the a-hole? Edit. For everyone saying this could be easily fixed with Photoshop/chair, this escalated pretty quickly. It already turned into one of those sibling fights before anyone was even thinking of a solution. Hey, make sure you don't miss out on the Patreon exclusive. And this week's post-video, I take my little brother to Whataburger and we get all philosophical and shit. Subscribe now for only $5 a month to get access to this, all of this, and so much more to come. Thanks! Am I the asshole for telling 2 women/girls at the gym no if I could help rack their 45 20-pound weights? Is he? Would he be? Not the asshole. Boom! Another one is in the bag. Basically, they were doing glue bridges and I had a bunch of weights laying around, and when I was walking past, they asked if I could help re-rack them since they were tired. I replied, no, sorry, and walked off. They were young and capable, early 20s, so in no way needed my help, especially being 2 of them. If it was an older woman/man, I wouldn't hesitate to help. I felt that it was entitlement. I clean my own shit regardless of how I feel. Bang! It's that easy. Am I the asshole for telling teenage boys to fucking stop? This is an interesting one. Alright, I'm gonna assume that this man is 40 years old. I'm gonna guess that he's a little bit tired with life. And I'm gonna guess that he just wants his own shit to be respected. Because teenagers, when there's teenagers involved in the am I the asshole situation, the teenagers are usually the assholes. So, this guy is not the asshole. Let's read. You let those boys assault that woman and you stood there and watched it happen? Whoa, hey, sorry guys, real quick. Editor's note. I forgot to screenshot the reply that says that, but just believe me, someone said it. That sounds important. They felt comfortable behaving like that? Not the asshole for saying this. YTA for letting it go on a minute and hoping they would stop. This might be a complicated one to put on the board. Let's read. I, 22M, went on a trip to a theme park with my church's youth group yesterday. I'm one of the chaperones, and the kids are mostly teenagers around 13 to 16 years old. That's the worst one. For the most part, they're good kids, but they can all be a bit rowdy, especially when they're in a big group. While myself, and 5 to 6 boys were waiting in line for one of the rides, there was a woman standing in front of us who looked around my age, early 20s F. She was wearing a tank top and shorts, not even booty shorts, mid-thigh length, nothing outrageous, just typical summer clothes you would see in a mall clothing store. However, some of the boys in our group decided that she wasn't dressed modestly enough. Women in our church typically wear ankle-length skirts and sleeves to the elbow. They started clapping loudly in her ears, making comments about how she should cover up, and even going as far as lightly touching her arm and shoulder to get her attention. One even grabbed her hips. She was visibly uncomfortable but seemed too shocked or scared to say anything. I let this go on for about a minute, expecting them to stop on their own, but they didn't. It was getting worse, and I felt awful for not stepping in sooner. Finally, I snapped and told them to fucking stop harassing her. I didn't yell, but I was firm and clear. They immediately looked shocked and embarrassed. And thankfully, they did stop. I don't usually use language like that, especially around kids, but in the moment, I was more concerned with getting them to stop harassing this woman. Now I'm second guessing myself. Maybe I could have handled it better, but I also feel like what they were doing was way out of line and needed to be shut down immediately. Am I the asshole for cussing at them? Teenagers are used to hearing that kind of language. This guy is a very wholesome, modest young man, and he feels like he might have crossed a line. You did not cross a line, good sir. You were stopping a woman from being harassed. And a lot of the comments are saying, why didn't you step in sooner? This and that. In those situations, yes, it is important to step in as soon as you can. But when you're actually in the situation and experiencing it, it can be really hard for people that aren't tuned into that kind of thing to understand when it's time to step in and take action, especially a seemingly soft-spoken young man like this one right here, which is why it's important to be educated on these things. Anyways, not the asshole. No, he is not the asshole whatsoever, which means I was correct. Boom. I'm on a pretty hot streak today, y'all. Can I get all 5 right? Am I the asshole for clapping back at my fiance's girl best friend? It could really go either way. Wife has girl best friend that she talks about a lot. Husband has heard a lot about her, hasn't met her. Finally comes around to meeting her and just can't fucking stand her. She is so annoying, and maybe it's because he feels like she's taking time away from him and his wife. So I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that you/illemu3063 is the asshole. He is the asshole. He is the asshole. I almost had the perfect streak. I was almost there. And I couldn't do it. I'm sorry, everybody. I let you down. I-24F. I need some water. Where the fuck was I, dude? I-24F have been in love with my fiance 25M for about 7 years. We met in college and hit it off right away, and he has been my rock since then. I am really close to him, and there's nothing I keep from him. Oh, it was the dude's girl best friend. That changes things entirely. Hey, quick trigger warning. This one does contain some graphic info about SA. So here it is if you want to read it. That's one interesting thing about how to I was just dragged from the lowest depths of emotion that I could muster, flipped all the way back up to the top, and now we're talking about salt. Am I the asshole for refusing to reconnect with my abusive God? Can we chill out a little bit? Let's find a funny one. Am I the asshole for not wanting my girlfriend to go inside of her baby daddy's house after she cheated on me with him 3 days ago. This is Owen. He's gonna guess this one for me.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Shut the fuck up.
Bro, you know what? Fuck this video, bro.
I 15 am just wanted to be included in my older brother's video. I said hi as I attempted to introduce myself. He then told me to quote, shut the fuck up. Understandably, I wanted to leave and he forced me to continue recording. He also hasn't fed me in 4 days. Am I the asshole?
She's the one that's going out and cheating on him, right? So it's perfectly okay for him to have some. Trust issues around her going to her baby daddy's house. He is not the asshole. Simple.
There's something I didn't tell you. This was the final point that decides if we won or not.
Fuck, you didn't tell me that.
It's all up to this one. If you screw me over in this, bro, I'm never taking you to Whataburger ever again.
No, okay.
All right, looking at the comments now. You got it.
Let's
You got it. Patreon, Instagram, TikTok, link is in the description. Don't forget to subscribe. Have a wonderful day, everybody.